gotta move some things around here. Hold on.
Hello.
Hi.
Check. 1, 2, 3. Check.
Check. 1, 2. Check. 1, 2, 3. Did you do that when you gig?
Yeah. Check. Check. I did a lot.
Do people? I never
that?
hear people do that anymore.
Yes, they do.
They don't say those words though. They just
yes,
go
they do.
tap tap tap. Is this working?
Some people
Check,
say check.
check. 1, 2, 3 is very.
People say check.
Is very 80s.
Oh, stop.
70s, 80s.
It's not true.
Thing to say.
Just making that up to make me feel old.
No, you don't have to feel old. Did you cut your hair, or is it just boinging up because of the wetness?
Humid. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Man,
Boing.
It's like 10 inches shorter than it usually is.
Yep, that's what happens.
I wish that would happen to me. Mine just hangs when it's wet.
Makes me feel very schizophrenic, actually.
Your hair makes you feel schizophrenic?
Yeah, because it's always changing. Always.
That's great,
it's
though.
Unpredictable.
Would you like it if your hair just like hung there like a dead thing? At least your hair
Yes.
is living. Your hair is a living part of you.
I'd prefer not.
It's got its own personality. It's like a little friend.
No, it's not.
It is. Mine is like a dead mop that I just have to drag around with me.
It's like a rat's nest.
No, it isn't. We're feeling very argumentative today. After
what else can we argue
after
about?
2 weeks away, we should be so loving. Okay, I'll stop fighting with you. Hold on. Just gotta.
Okay, just back up and start the show properly.
And what show would that be, Kristina?
11th hour. Actually, Courtney introduced us really
She
nicely.
did. She said we were everyone's favorite talk show host. And we both like inelegantly snorted in the background
but
while
you know,
she said that.
If you say false things enough, people start to believe it.
Yeah, fake it till you make it,
So
baby.
if I don't know how long she's been saying that, but I think she should continue saying it.
Yeah, that would be very handy.
Yeah, for
Although
us.
we were deep in the middle of boob conversations while our show was beginning, and so we missed we were 27 seconds off. Some people may have noticed.
Courtney noticed.
Courtney noticed.
She had it timed perfectly
I know.
until we started to have that conversation, and that threw the whole thing off.
Yeah.
So that's what happens with girls in the studio.
Yep.
You never know what. Well, how was vacation?
It was epic. We actually had the most amazing vacation we've ever had, which is awesome considering that everything else in our life back home is broken and costing lots of money and just being horrible. But yeah, it was insane though. Bad thunderstorms driving to and from. And I have a lightning phobia. Oh, ow! Sorry, I just almost ripped my microphone. I mean my ear things off myself. I have a horrible phobia of lightning. So for about 3 hours on the way to Canada, I hid under a sweatshirt, like squealing and sobbing in the front seat while John was trying to drive, and lightning was, puncturing the earth all around us.
Wow.
And then the same exact thing happened on the way home. It was really bad. I came out of my sweatshirt once when it was like far enough away and the sun was coming out, and there was a giant rainbow, and then lightning like went right through the rainbow. It was the coolest looking thing.
Wow.
But other than that, it was terrifying. But the vacation itself was perfect. So it was like sunny and hot, and we had a little more time than we usually take. So we did all kinds of crazy things that we never get to do when we're there. We don't have time for. We went like horseback riding and check out a bunch of these natural wonders of the world and things. So
did you see starfish?
Yes. And sand dollars and all kinds of neat things.
I remember the starfish from
Starfish are nice.
PEI.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we did some work on our cabin. It's really raining.
It really is. I can hear it in the mics.
I didn't even bring an umbrella or anything in, and I'm wearing a light colored dress, which means it's going to be like see-through when we go outside.
I'm so glad it's raining. Although
I am too. I mean, our lawn is disgusting and crunchy when we got home.
Yeah.
But all the lawnmowers are broken, so I'm okay with it being crunchy and not growing for a minute.
Uh-huh.
What's the odds of that? Both the lawnmowers are broken.
What are the odds? They're pretty high.
I know,
for you,
pretty high for me.
Yeah.
All the other farm tractors are broken. We are a one-car family at the moment because the other one's brakes just went before our vacation and it got taken to the shop today. And you can't even look at it until next week, like a week away from now. And my kids started soccer practice, which is like every single day and sometimes in the mornings, and everyone has work. And I don't know how we're going to get people to all these things with one car.
Yeah. You need hovercraft.
I need something.
What's that sound?
A
truck.
hovercraft.
Hey, I have some show and tell for you.
What? You brought stuff?
I got some new.
Your tea is making me nervous because it's really close to the edge.
Well, I don't want it near the equipment. That's why I put it on the edge. I won't go there.
Okay. You're just... Sorry, I keep thinking that you're like John or my kids who, if anything is near the edge, they just forget that it's there and will whap it over at some point.
I'm careful.
You're good. Okay.
I'm careful. So I got some new footwear. I know you like shoes, right?
Yeah.
You like shoes.
I love shoes.
Wait till you see these.
You brought them with you?
Yeah. Well, I just brought one.
That's a theme lately.
Here it is.
Oh my God, Kristina.
What do you think?
I know what it is.
Yeah. Go ahead. You can pick it up.
It's a lawn aerator. I don't have one of these, but wow, that's intense.
I got it on
What are you
Amazon.
stepping on? You've got like leaves and plastic stuck to this thing.
Yeah. Well, I had to go all over.
This would be handy in the winter too. You could wear it.
Not on ice. I don't think.
I guess not.
You can get them on Amazon, and you put it together.
Wow.
You have to put it together. You have to assemble it.
You had to screw all those little bolts and nails to the bottom.
Wrench. But isn't that classy?
Yeah, it basically, people who can't see what we're looking at, it looks like a little snowshoe, a tiny miniature snowshoe, with a whole bunch of nails sticking out of the bottom of it. So she straps it to her feet and walks around piercing the earth.
Yeah, so that's what John saw me doing yesterday when he passed the
Shire.
Shire.
You were tromping around
I was
in
doing
that?
it at the old Shire Inn to try. We're trying to improve the lawn. Yeah, so I did that, which is the first time I've ever used
You
these.
can also just use like a stick and poke holes,
No, it's hard. Well, I had a pitchfork also.
Oh, yeah.
So I was using the pitchfork as a kind of crutch. Because the shoes are a little bit hard, especially when they get stuck in the ground. You feel like you're, being sucked, just like if you're trying to walk in mud, right? Or in deep snow. So it's good to have that pitchfork because not only do you have some stability,
leverage.
right, but then you don't fall over. And you get extra holes from the pitchfork.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool. So I did that, and then I used fertilizer, like organic fertilizer. Then I seeded it with grass seed. Then compost. Yes. 3 scoops of compost. That's when John saw me. I had 3 scoops of compost.
What would make grass seed not grow?
Compaction, lack of nutrients. Sometimes under big trees, it's
I have
dry.
a whole bank that I ripped all the raspberries out of and seeded, and then mulched it and watered it for the first few days a lot, and then I didn't water it much anymore because I didn't have time.
Yeah.
And nothing grew at all after a month. So I seeded it again and watered it for the first couple days and then no more. But nothing. You would think out of 2 giant bags of grass seed, something would have grown, right?
Sometimes, conditions just aren't quite right.
I didn't mulch it the second time. I probably should have because, I don't know, maybe it all just ran off.
The frequency of that fan is almost like the sound of the train. So I'm getting confused. I keep thinking I hear the train coming, but it's just the fan.
The train has a few minutes before it will come.
Okay, you're right.
It usually comes when we turn on the first song.
Yeah. You know how you're so sensitive to sounds in your own space?
Yeah.
Little ambient sounds like the sound of your fridge or the sound of somebody driving up or the water pump going on or whatever. So we've been here for about 6 years. But
the first year was in a different space.
Yeah.
That one had a lot of weird sounds because it was also an office building that we were sharing with other people. It was
Bale.
Yeah.
It was the Bale storefront. It's
kind of funny that the radio station has always been in basically the noisiest possible places they could pick. This one is next to train tracks, above a daycare, and a wood shop.
True. That's true.
And the other one just had loud people that happened to occupy the offices outside of
and criminals.
Ours.
Criminals as well.
There were criminals?
There was one criminal. Remember that guy?
I don't. Criminal guy?
The guy who ripped off I won't go into the details.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yes.
That was classy.
That was super classy.
And he brought us donuts once or something, right?
Yeah.
Or something what didn't taste very good. What was it?
I don't remember.
Was it a drink?
It's best to block out
or
these
was
things.
was it a food stuff?
I don't know. It was like 100 years ago.
It was bad, but we
Or
had
6.
to eat it because he was being friendly. Right? That friendliness thing is a little bit funny.
It's a man thing. Men have so many advantages, and they're just weirdnesses.
They do.
Because you never know what to take their weirdness for.
Right.
Are they Are they violent? Are they? What does it mean? Yeah.
What are you thinking of right now that's giving you that, I see a panorama unfolding in front of you of some...
Thinking, and I'm just feeling irritable about men for a second. So I'll just stop.
For a second.
I'll stop that for a little bit, I guess.
Well, I think that I was actually having this revelation. Of course, I've had this revelation before, that we get attracted to the things that we repress. So if we repress certain things, we get attracted to other people who express what we repress.
Ew,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a horrible
thing. Like if
you
you repress your anger, then you sometimes are attracted to people who express their anger.
Oh, because it's attractive to you that they don't have to repress it?
Well, it's not that literal. It's just energetically, things are trying to balance. And you're trying to become a person who's more expressive in that way.
Yes, but John is not. I don't like anger, but John isn't
right.
I got the opposite of what I usually get, which is great, but
well, it's complex, but
it is complex.
There's other things probably that you repress that he expresses, not anger, particularly.
Horrifying hoardingness.
Yes. You wish you could collect everything in the
universe. I do actually wish I could
does.
collect everything in the universe, but I've come to terms with the fact that is a really bad way to live, because your entire life is just drowning in stuff, and then you don't get to experience your life because all the time and energy you take dealing with your stuff, and like when you want to find something, instead of your house just being clean and you can just go and find it, you have to hunt for hours before you can find the thing that you should have been able to put your hand on.
That's because you have not actually moved into the phase where you build the outbuildings and then organize your stuff and put it into the outbuildings.
That's a phase that isn't probably coming. We take too long to do everything. We'll be like dead by the time that happens. It's
just chip away at it.
I know, but our project list, if you compare our project list to the speed in which we have done any of the things ever in our life, we won't even complete
Well, what does that say about the purpose of life?
I don't know.
Is it to get things done on the list, or is it to jumpstart?
But I want the things
else
on the list to be done so much. But
what for?
Because they will make my life feel more serene.
So
here comes the train.
No.
Yes.
What are you hearing?
I have very sensitive ears.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding.
I don't hear it.
It's coming, Kristina.
Oh, I hear it now.
Yeah.
The whistle.
I'll put my microphone.
Yeah, it's high. It's a higher frequency than the fan. Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you all better now?
Sort of, for a minute.
Good.
I was good for that period of time I was listening to it.
Phone in so it wouldn't be dead. Let me just do that.
It does transport me.
Transport you.
Which is the point of a train. Yes. Metaphorically as well as in physical reality. But, the train was a concept before it was actually a thing. Like Love Train, for example.
Peace Train.
There's a whole... It's just a way.
What did Cat Stevens change his name to? Something like a one-word name, like Prince, but not Prince. What is it? It's just like...
Let's just call all rock stars Prince Mishka. Or King or what Duke.
I don't understand why
I hate rock stars. I just hate musicians.
Okay.
I like instruments.
You know what? I totally sometimes get where you're coming from with that, because I'm a historian. I hate people who are into history. All the people who come to my museum and are into history are really annoying people.
Yeah, exactly. People who are into playing music. They're such dorks. You know.
Man, you are so lucky that your kids are grown up. I mean, I don't want my kids to be grown up ever. Like, ever, ever. In fact, if I could, like, reverse time and put them back a few years, I actually would. But, like, the school shopping was a nightmare. Like, and you have to kind of do it because what's the problem with schools? They
You know what the problem with school?
Can't they give the kids paper, for God's sake? Like, why do you have to buy all this stuff?
You know what the problem is?
What?
Problem with schools is school.
I know.
We shouldn't have
so sad
school.
that I have to send my kids to school because
we should just have a world where we teach each other stuff.
I mean, I like some of the things. I like the social aspect because that was something I was missing as a kid for a long time, and it really screwed with my head to be homeschooled. But I just don't think it's right for everybody. And I have one kid in particular who is just, it is not right for.
If you actually study where the curriculum came from originally, if you go back like 100 years plus and you look at who developed the original curriculum for public schools, it's pretty nefarious.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course, it's affected by good teachers teach things, but it's just that the curriculum that we all started with is there's something a little bit amiss there.
Yeah, and false information.
Exactly.
I just also don't understand what education is good, and it is also just kind of screwing people over. It's so much money, and then you can't actually make money after you get out of college in whatever the college tricked you into studying.
Right. And it keeps kids sort of complacent. It teaches kids to be obedient and complacent to some extent.
It also doesn't teach you to seek out information. I don't either. I mean, I think education is amazing. Like, I'm very grateful to people who teach, and I am always thirsting for knowledge in certain ways. But, like, college lasts so long now, costs so much now, and when you leave it, I feel like you don't know how to go out and find information for yourself because you've just been spoon-fed it for the last 20 years of your life.
Well, and they force you to take a lot of stuff that's really going to end up being irrelevant to your life.
And I don't...
Apprenticeships...
I'm just generalizing too because
but apprenticeships
I'm going to make my kids go to college and all of that, but there should be some changes. Definitely.
Yeah, Montpelier High School has a lot of apprenticeships, which are good. That saved Wilder. He would have gotten kicked out of Montpelier High School after being kicked out of Putney if it hadn't
What did he do? What did he do?
It's like 3 strikes and you're out having beer in your dorm room, something like that.
It's just he never was a really bad kid. He's just happened to be the kid that got caught.
Well, yes, he's always the kid that got caught. And
That's why I never did anything bad, because I'm the kid that gets caught.
He just liked to push those boundaries, and it was stupid. I mean, in a certain way, he regretted it later when he got older and looked back at it. But the trajectory that he went on worked out fine. So he got that apprenticeship cooking up in Montpelier.
Yeah, TSA does a lot of stuff with the community, and so that it's going to be fine.
He cooks for me.
That's awesome.
So speaking of kids growing up, I don't have to cook anymore. I feel kind of ridiculously useless when I go eat with my kids because they're always cooking as a group. I hate saying, "Can I do something?" I mean, I used to cook all their meals,
so
3
weird.
meals a day. Can I do something? I feel
fathom
useless.
What it's going to be like to have grown children. I mean, I'm starting to get a taste here and there.
Yeah,
it freaked me out taking my kid to his first soccer practice for high school because it was just he just joined a group of men out on the field. That's what it looked like. It was varsity soccer. People had beards. People were big and tall. And
it's weird.
Just struck me. I'm 4 years. That's all I've got left. Yeah. And that just seemed
it's strange.
Horrifying. Ugh. But
life is weird.
My other kid will probably live with me until he's 39. So whatever. I just want them little, Kristina. I want them little.
I'm sorry.
I'm feeling that oldish middle-aged woman where I want to steal people's babies just so I can recreate.
Uh-huh.
that part of life. I mean, I'm not really going to steal a baby. Although I really consider it sometimes on a natural. Like I see a baby,
I'm not going to. But
and like half of my head
really
goes back.
consider it.
Like they have a bunch of babies. They probably don't really need that other new baby. Like maybe I could just have it. Like my brain literally says that to myself.
Yeah, that's good that
really
you say
weird.
it to yourself.
Yeah, I know.
You wouldn't want to vocalize that in a public place necessarily. We have to go to a song.
Okay.
But we have so much to talk about. I can't wait to get back after the song.
All right,
Let's
what are you
see.
going to play?
This is called Boots of Spanish Leather by an anonymous artist that I recorded.
Is this about your boots that you're always walking in Brooks with? Because,
Could be.
yeah, I think it might be.
I'm sailing away, my own true love. I'm sailing away in the morning. Is there something I can send you to remember me by? From the place that I'll be landing. No, there's nothing you can send me, my own true love. There's nothing that I'm wishing to be owning. Just to carry yourself back to me unspoiled from across that lonesome ocean. Yeah, but I just thought you might want something fine, made of silver or of a golden, heated from the mountains of Madrid, from the coast of Barcelona. Yeah, but if I had the stars of the darkest night and the diamonds from the deepest ocean, I'd forsake them all for your sweet kiss. That's all I am wishing to be owning. Yeah, but I might be gone a long old time, so it's only that I'm asking, is there something I could send you to remember me by, to make your time more easy passing? Yeah, but how can you ask me again? You know it only brings me sorrow. Well, the same thing I would want today, I will want again tomorrow. Well, I got a letter one lonesome day. It was from a ship a sailing, saying I don't know when I'll be coming back again. It depends on how I'm feeling. And if you, my love, must think that way, I'm sure your mind is roaming, and I know your thoughts are not with me. With the country to where you're going, so take heed of that western wind. Take heed of the stormy weather. Oh yes, I guess there's something you could send back to me. Spanish boots of Spanish leather.
Thank you, anonymous artist.
Smooth, Kristina. Very smooth.
Yeah. No, that was a dude. I had a little trouble with him in the studio, but you know, I don't want to besmirch his music because he's quite talented. So, yeah. These things happen sometimes. You know, we have issues with people, and we often have the same blind spots year after year after year, and kind of come up against the same situations, even though we think we've outgrown it. It's like that spiral where you come back to the same thing, but hopefully you're a little bit higher up the spiral, right? So we are
I'm waiting for that middle-aged epiphany where I stop giving any craps about anything.
Giving a craps.
Sometimes I'm there. Yeah. Sometimes I'm really close to there. And then other times it just hits me and I'm like, I care about everything. Everything is hurting me. Like,
yeah.
And then the next day I'm just like, you know what? I'm too old for this BS. I don't care. And the next day we're back again.
Yeah. And then there's the whole overlay of being a targeted individual. Yes. Targeted either by spiritual forces that are unseen, or by the CIA, or or your in-laws.
I'm not horrifically worried about the CIA myself.
Yeah, you don't have to be. That's my territory.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I have that sort of in my past, but
everything's just a pisser lately. What's with that?
Well,
did you see my shoe story online? That was annoying.
Crocs. You got some Crocs.
Oh, no, that was a different shoe
story. You got some floral Crocs. I did. I saw that.
I wouldn't have bought them except they were $4 and they had flamingos on them. And I really just bought them to make my dad jealous because my dad loves Crocs and he has them in all like colors and shades.
Oh, it was birds, not flowers.
Yes. Well, it had palm trees and flowers.
I didn't look
flamingos.
that close.
But my dad has a weird, unnatural obsession with flamingos and he loves Crocs. And I pick on him about his Crocs because I hate Crocs, but I found these flamingo Crocs in my size. And I figured if I just sashayed up to my dad wearing these Crocs, he would just be beside himself, so green with envy.
You're bonded. You're bonding with Butch.
Anyway, that was not the shoe story I was referring to. I did a lot of school shopping out and about. I actually had to go out into the hordes of people pushing for sales and things, which was horrible.
The hordes.
Ugh, I hate shopping. But anyway... Then some I did online because some of the things that my kids are obsessed with you can't find around here. Like Eli will only wear Converse sneakers or Vans sneakers. And he outgrew all of his old stuff. So I was ordering him these checkerboard, the classic Vans, skateboard sneakers, but he only likes high tops too. So I found a pair that said brand new on eBay, and they were pretty cheap. It was like $25, and they're usually like really expensive. So I said, what? Score in his size, exact shoes that he wants on eBay, brand new. What is this?
What happened?
Didn't read really the rest of the listing, was just in a rush because I had a lot of stuff to order, and I was just trying to go fast, like pulling off a Band-Aid because I knew my credit card was going to be like really hurting later. So I just clicked buy it now, and then went on to like the next things I had to get. Anyway, yesterday, a bunch of packages came from UPS of things that I'd ordered.
Uh-oh.
And I tore open one big envelope and pulled out one checkerboard high top Van sneaker.
No.
And I said, what the hell? Did they send 2 in separate envelopes? Just was it cheaper that way? Or was somebody so careless packaging these up? Some idiot just put like one shoe in a box and sent it to me. And I was getting really angry at how flaky and careless people are now. And I was like, this is the story of my life. Nobody ever pays attention anymore. Somebody literally could have just put one shoe in a box and not even notice that they were just putting one shoe in. So I get home and I go online to the eBay listing to get the seller's email and message how irritated I was that I just received one shoe. And as I looked at the listing again, it literally said amputee, right shoe only.
No.
Yes.
No.
And I didn't read it. I didn't read the thing properly. So now I have this beautiful, pristine, perfect, exact shoe that my kid wants. Only one of them. Like, what do? Do I just cut off one of his legs?
No. We'll put my Pono with your shoe.
Oh my God.
Because both are lacking a little bit what we thought. Our expectations were high for both purchases.
Just like, shit, now I gotta go and order more shoes.
That reminds me.
I thought I was done. I thought I was set.
I ordered discount ski boots, and they came, and they were both the left foot.
Oh, I remember. This was a
while.
It
happened. This stuff happens to the best people.
I have a pair of clogging shoes in my box where one is a 3 and one is a 3.5.
Yeah, this is just not right. It's like the canary in the coal mine. These things that are happening now with simple purchases.
I feel dumb.
There's a saboteur afoot.
Like, why was I rushing so much that I couldn't even read where it very obviously said that it was an auction for one shoe?
I know. And you missed the cheese.
They must have been like, oh my God, somebody else in the world is an amputee who likes checkerboard high top Vans.
Couple things about cheese that you may have missed while you were gone.
Probably.
The cheese board championships happened.
I should be part of that. Wait, is it for making cheese or eating cheese?
Neither. It's a cheese board championship. It's for making a cheese board. Oh. It's a Vermont state cheese board championship.
So you make it in the shape of Vermont?
You can make it anyhow you want.
Vermont themed,
There's different categories.
There's
different categories.
Like Vermont woods or...
Like cheesiest.
Cheesiest. Wow. Where did this take place? Or
most Vermonty, that actually is a category. Like the Wood Council or something. I don't know.
Okay.
You missed it.
That sounds interesting. I wonder how much actual cheese was involved at this competition.
Well,
because that would be really sad if you got there and it was just like boards but no cheese on them.
Second thing about cheese, if you're in a pinch on a picnic and you don't have a knife and you're trying to cut some cheese to put on a cracker.
Yeah.
If you have dental floss.
I knew that.
What do you mean you knew that?
Yeah.
How did you know that?
You can use dental floss for all kinds of food.
How did you know that?
Like cakes.
How do you know? I don't know these things. Where did you come across that information?
Well, because the cheese slicers that have wire?
Yes.
It's like the same.
You thought of dental floss when you looked at a cheese slicer?
I think I saw it somewhere that somebody did that. Because it's also in cooking, like baking, like when your cake is like heaped up high over the rim of the pan, you can take some dental floss or wire and use like a knife and you saw it down through.
Okay. Here's another thing. I know you don't know that
you probably don't want the mint or cinnamon flavored dental floss, so that would be weird. Okay, sorry.
That'd be okay. Well, if you're trying to start a fire out in the woods,
Doritos
waxed dental floss is a nice fire starter.
Oh, it's because it's got paraffin.
You betcha.
Ew. We're like stuffing little bits of paraffin.
Well, if it's all you have, if you were ill prepared and they were saying no twigs in the woods. I'm telling you,
the best kindling in the world is Doritos. Like, you wouldn't even believe it.
Yeah, but I'm much more likely to have dental floss in the car than Doritos. I guess it depends on what kind of person you are. If you eat junk food,
you probably
or
have
if
the
you
non-wax
floss on the go.
Floss, I betcha. You have waxed
What
dental floss?
I floss on the go.
I do too, but
I like the waxed
you like the waxed. Okay.
because my teeth are tightly.
Mine are too.
Some are tight and some are loose.
Yeah, the other kind slices me.
Some are gone. You know what? I keep
Not
wondering.
some.
This,
Okay, you have one tooth
Yeah, but
way in the
this-
back missing that no one would ever see.
Well, it's like halfway back. If I smile super big, like I used to
You would
like to
think,
smile
do you have
big.
more room between your teeth since that left? Like, are they... Did they give
they're not
themselves some
shifting.
space? Are they
No,
like,
'cause
hey,
they-
we got some room here?
No, they put in this titanium thing, a platform.
Oh, so they can't-
You know,
they
like
can't
a
go back
They
there.
called it a platform, and now I think it's probably picking up like radio signals and stuff. It's probably screwing up with my brain. That's probably why I'm so
Oh
weird.
my God, my dad just lost a filling or whatever those are called. I don't
Fillings
have
are
any. I don't
called
have any because
fillings.
I've never had a cavity in my life. Thank you. I'm going to knock on some wood
That's
here.
just weird. That's
No,
wrong.
I'm very careful with my teeth. But
I was
anyway,
Don't say I wasn't careful. I was careful.
I'm-
My mother's English. Okay,
my parents gave us fluoride pills when we were kids. We didn't ever drink
that
fluoride.
stuff is poison.
I know. But we didn't have it all the time, but it must have helped a little.
No, it did not.
We didn't
It
have
just
we
poisoned
just
you.
had the little purple pills that you would take and crunch all over your teeth.
Yeah, that's awful. It's terrible. It's
Anyway.
just like it's army surplus.
Ew. My dad had a filling and it fell out. And it was going to be like, isn't that just the little like cement that they pack into the hole or whatever? It was going to be like $3,000 to have it put back in. And so he's just like,
Not a
"Ugh."
filling. A filling isn't.
Yeah.
No, it was probably a crown or something.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
You know,
What's
it's some
that?
extra sculpture that they do. They have to do tooth sculpture,
Oh, my God.
and it's got all these strange
just-
composites that.
Tooth hell is probably just biding its time with me because I
Like-
still have to have my wisdom teeth taken out.
Yeah, just
I
like
haven't been to the dentist, though, in 10 years.
let's not talk about dental work.
But isn't that
I mean, I can see it's a natural segue from dental
shameful?
floss, but
That's a scary thing. What do you think is going to happen to me when I finally go? Are they going to take all my teeth out? Like, I'd know if something was going on big with my teeth, right?
yeah, you would.
Okay.
A new limited edition coming out.
Of what?
A pumpkin spice
I hate pumpkin spice
spam.
anything.
Spam.
Oh, I saw that. I don't like
I kind
spam.
of, but
don't
I kind of
pumpkin
like
spice.
I kind of like the label. The label's cool. I would like the label. Right?
The
Isn't it
baby
cool?
boomers are going to be all over that. Spam.
Well, you know what? You know what they say? Did you read? Because you know what they say about spam? Like, what's in spam? Everything but the squeal.
Ew. That's so gross.
That's why I'm a vegetarian.
Oh my God.
You heard it here first.
I don't think
on
there's any
Royalton
actual
community radio. we should
pork
say,
product in spam. Oh yeah, on Royal.
what is ham the same as pork? What the heck is the difference between
Pig.
those
I think
two?
it all.
Why don't we
ham-
just say pig
Ham
products?
is like ham is like a steak type of. It's the different parts that it
yes,
comes
as
from on
opposed
the
to like
pig,
an
I think.
eyeball.
Well, I don't.
It's not ham.
so
Can't
eyeballs
be an
must
eyeball.
be in spam.
Sure, they are. Everything's in spam.
It is kind of gelatinous, isn't it?
I wouldn't know, frankly.
Oh come on! You've
not
never
up my
seen,
alley.
You've never seen a can of spam upended onto a plate? It jiggles like it's a little.
Upended onto a plate. Who would ever say that? You have some archaic like habits to your language choices. Your
Garnished
word
with a
choices.
little parsley.
Nice.
These-
So you've
oh,
seen
wait a
it.
minute.
Have you seen it
Wait
though?
a minute.
Actually, where have you seen spam? Because
At the Wayside. Remember, it's spam and eggs and lots of other spam things are on their menu.
spam. Your spam options is like a whole
Tons.
is like
There were
subgenre.
tons of spam options on that. Oh, we should go there with not to eat the spam, but we need to make a date with Brian and Jim
and Jack.
and Jeff. Why did I say Jim?
I don't know
I
who's
mean,
Jim.
Who's
you want
Jim?
some guy
I
named
have
Jim
no
to
idea
come?
who Jim is. Jack is what I meant to say. Stupid J names. There's just so many of them.
Yeah.
They
It's
should
true.
every once
Like
in a
when-
while they should do a ban on a certain letter of a name when babies are born. Like, do you know how many Jacobs were born in the last few years?
No, but it's not. It's like when a family decides that everybody's
has
gonna
to have the same. Like my grandparents have
It's usually J.
all D's. No, they have
Well,
Debbie, Dawn, Dory, Dinah. Like they all did.
Well, then there's
D's.
Jeremy, Jared, Jennifer. Thinking my friend. Let's see
Yeah,
what's
there's a lot of.
Janie.
It's a strange compulsion to name all your children with one letter.
Or Yeah, but of course my family was completely different. You know, it was Mary and Joseph, the parents.
You did not end up being the baby Jesus.
Yeah, but Kristina, you know, what's the root of that?
Oh, like Krishna.
No, not like
Christian.
Krishna. Krishna is not Christian. Krishna
It's like Harry
is
Krishna.
its own god, apart from the Christian
yeah, but
religion.
doesn't it have the Chris suffix is like a... It's Christ has that suffix, so what is it?
Krish. When I was in elementary school, I changed my name to Krish. I'm not
Really?
kidding you. And I wasn't thinking about Krishna because I didn't know. I hadn't been exposed to Krishna.
Krish.
I hadn't been exposed to the Indian
Sounds like a
gods
donut
yet.
or something.
Krish.
Like a
I just
donut
liked it. I
brand.
thought it was kind of more friendly to have the sh at the end. You know how that stuff goes.
Yeah, I do. I changed my name to be spelled IE at the end.
Yeah, you can't really change the first letter much on yours.
No.
Whereas I have lots of options. I had K, C, CH, KR, KRY. People still always want to spell my name with a Y, like KRY.
It's because of Stykos having a Y in it. Like, it seems like it matches. I've accidentally done that when I write your name really fast.
I don't know.
Because you're like
think it's
pre-thinking
sort of
ahead to your last name having a Y in it.
But isn't it too cutesy? It's like calling me Crystal or Candy or, like, you know, Cynthia.
I don't know. Cutesy. But my name is the most common baby name in the entire earth.
Oh, you're just saying that. You don't know that.
No, it
is
was like the
not.
number one name for like 12 years running.
Stop
And
bragging.
it finally got beat out by
You're just saying
Emma.
that. It can't
which
possibly
really
be true.
is not any different.
It can't possibly be true.
Like, I don't. It is true. Look it up. You want me to Google it? I can Google it for you.
No, that's all right.
I know these.
I mean,
things.
actually, I would be fine with it if it was, because I think Emily's a
It
great
makes
name.
me feel very boring, though.
Just your commonplace.
Yeah.
That's why
I
Emily's
feel
have
like
to
your
stand
name,
out.
Your name like turns you sometimes into what you're gonna be.
Ooh, what would
Like,
that? You know what I always thought of Kristina?
So you have to be so careful when you're naming your kids.
Don't you think like Kristina is kind of Swedish? Even though I'm not Swedish.
Yes,
like
it's like
I
clogs.
always
I have
think
a brand of
I
clogs
see,
with that model
yeah,
name.
and I see
or
this kind of
whatever.
a person that's really not like me, but it's still kind of a cool person. It's just not
works.
me.
It sort of works on you though. Christina's can be all over the board. Emily's tend to be like, they are always blonde. So I fit that, I guess. They're usually
They're
uptight,
not always blonde.
fussy, like little goody goodies.
Well, I know you are, but what am I?
They're like insufferable.
We got to go to a song,
All right.
and we'll contemplate that. Let's see if there's any truth in a name. All right, let's see. Channel 3. This is called The Sun Inside Our Head. And this is
Ooh.
Martin van der Vroot. I don't quite know how to say his name, but that's close enough.
Vandervoort.
We've got the sun inside our head. We've got the sun inside our head. We've got the sun inside our head. There ain't no trail across that line, no warning sign or borderline. There ain't no cure for feeling fine. Don't care too much about these days, cold wind and rain, your worried face, when nothing seems to be in place. We've got the sun inside our head. We've got the sun inside our head. We've got the sun inside our head. For the sun inside her head, not all the days can be the best. You have a choice not to feel so sad. We've got the sun inside our head. We've got the sun inside our head. We've got the sun inside our head.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice guitar recording.
Did you record that?
No.
Oh.
I hadn't listened to that in good headphones before, and I'm kind of blown away. There's a lot of separation between the different acoustic guitars, and it's got a nice crisp quality. Like, it's not murky, muddy. Sometimes acoustic guitars can get a little boomy. So, that was really great. I'm going to have to analyze that and ask him a question or two about it. He's from another country. Let's see. So I always get the countries confused, like Denmark or the Netherlands and Holland, and it's really confusing.
Well, they're very similar, kind of.
Well, but did you know that Greenland is...
cold and miserable?
No, it's part of the Kingdom of Denmark.
Really?
Isn't that
I
strange?
thought it was its own thing.
Well, so did I. But Trump wanted to buy it. You know, he said he was going to want to buy it.
What?
And they
Why?
said, well, it's
Nobody
not for
wants to buy
sale
it.
because it's part of the Kingdom of Denmark. And that was the first I'd ever heard of the Kingdom
What
of
did he want with it?
Denmark.
Oh,
What
it's
did he
probably
want?
oil
Oh,
there
I
or
don't know. He
something.
just kind of says stuff to say stuff, I think, just to get people going, to get a rise. He's like, haven't you known people like that who just say stuff to get a rise?
It's all shock factor.
Yeah, they don't even care what they're saying, and
Yeah.
they just say it because they know it's going to get under your
Do
skin.
you know lots of people like that? And it's actually the way most small children behave too.
Some people pick up on that technique. Like early in life, they figure out that that's a very useful thing because it deflects. If you can get people going about something, it's... then it's all about their reaction. Boy, I don't know what to say.
Does your sweatshirt have puff sleeves?
No, it's just probably too big.
Oh,
Probably.
all right. I see now.
I have another shirt under it.
I know. You
That's
always
what
have like 7 shirts on. Oh, stripes.
I can't wait till fall. Then I could wear more shirts and coats. I also had a wool jacket on this morning. Did you see?
I saw, yeah.
But that was really just because it was raining. I didn't know what else to do.
It's true.
Right?
It's very true.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. The leaves are changed in a few spots, and that's sort of freaking me out, like it does every year.
Well,
Like,
you're gonna have to let go.
Hold on.
You have to let go of summer at some point. I guess
It just wasn't enough. I just need a little bit more.
I had plenty. I was so hot. I worked so hard this summer. I worked the hardest this summer for some reason. I think because I didn't have a gardening partner, so I was just like hauling heavy things all summer.
And you got some new clients and stuff too.
Yeah, I had extra jobs. It's a little stressful because you have to try to figure out the personality of the client and how much they're paying attention to the garden and how much they want to be involved with the decision making,
Right.
or whether you can kind of go ahead and do things that you want to do, or if how much of a collaboration it's going to be because it's different. Yeah, it's been a tricky summer.
Yeah.
And while you were gone, I had Airbnb guests
right.
every weekend.
That's crazy.
And a studio session. It was
Whoa.
just nuts.
Whoa. I know. I feel like as much as I needed vacation, needed it, I would not have lasted another second without it, basically. Now I'm freaking out because I feel behind on everything.
You have a bunch of weddings coming up,
we
I'm
have
sure.
4 more in the summer, so
Yeah.
that's at least
4 more.
at least John doesn't have to campaign this fall. That would just be absolute hell.
Yeah, that's
But
good.
we got to get our firewood in. We've still got to hay all of our fields. Yet we have no equipment that's working, and that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Well, if you can sell your house before it falls down, that's my strategy.
We can't. Our house is not sellable. It's not for sale.
I know.
That's probably It's funny when I give people the tour at the museum. when they remark on things, I often end up asking them if they have an old house, just because, people who have an old house kind of understand like what we go through at the museum to keep that place upright and standing. And sometimes when people say no, my first thought is, wow, you're so lucky. Like,
Yeah.
because people say it in like a disappointed voice, like, no, we have a new house. And I'm thinking
we have a condo.
and I used to feel bad for people like that. Like, oh, your house has no character. It's probably ugly. And it didn't have, lots of life and joy and sorrow and stuff all worked into its walls. But now I'm just like, ooh, wouldn't that be neat to have a house that doesn't like collapse on you daily? Wow.
Yeah, but it gives you so much to do and think about constantly.
What would you do with your time?
Well, that's the thing is you'd end up watching a lot of television, or you might
There's
take
fun
up
things to do
you
in
might
the world
take up
too.
Gaming. You might take up gaming.
That would not ever be.
Isn't gaming a weird thing?
What a stupid word! It isn't even like
gaming. I think in Vermont, there's not as many gamers in Vermont, probably per capita.
Well, because also we have a horrible internet, so that's frustrating.
Yeah, so it's hard to do
computer
gaming.
People. Yeah.
We have other kinds of games that we play. It's not that we don't play games. We just we're not into gaming, right? Maybe gaming the system a little here and there. But do you ever feel guilty when a stranger is nice to you? Like, how do you feel after an encounter like that?
They're just doing that because they don't know me yet.
Exactly. You feel a little bit guilty.
I do.
I felt that going into First Branch Coffee. Like, I feel it almost every time I go in there because I go up to the counter. I feel that way
about everyone, whether they know me or not. And I'm just like, why are you being nice to me? I'm such a pointless piece of crap.
They're so friendly. Well, it makes me feel self-conscious because I think maybe they're just doing that because I'm old. So they're old.
I'm sorry, you're not old. That's a stupid excuse.
They've been taught to be nice to old people.
No.
And so I feel...
maybe, but you don't... People don't look at you and think like, oh, bingo, old person. That is not...
I don't know. I kind of feel that way, but, it might be in my head, just this self-consciousness.
Yes.
But it's not that they shouldn't be nice.
Yeah, that's their job.
Because sometimes you go in a coffee shop and everybody's surly.
Yeah, and they act like you are putting them out by ordering a coffee.
Yeah.
It's
Espresso Bueno used to be like that. Even though I would still go there, but I would sort of slink in because I'd know I was going to get these glares and nonverbal abuse.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, so let's go to First Branch instead and enjoy some good old-fashioned friendliness.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
There's nothing wrong with it. Let's commit to it as, not feel guilty. I'm not going to feel guilty because somebody's nice to me. I'm going to stop that.
That's a good policy.
Let them be nice. Like, I like being nice to people.
I just always wonder what people's, motive is when they're nice. Like, it just never occurs to me that they're just nice for no reason.
Yeah, like, you're going out of your way to be nice to me. What do you want?
I know. Ugh.
Well...
What, is it time?
No, it's not. For some reason, I keep thinking I'm going to forget what time. I'm going to lose track of time.
We forgot to start the show, so maybe we'll forget to end it, too.
Did we forget to say what it was?
I think you said 11th Hour Radio at one point. We didn't
say
say all the other stuff,
we said
though,
it once,
like WFVR 96.5.
Yeah, we broadcast
Royalton Community Radio.
We're in this amazing radio station, which is one of Vermont's premier community radio stations.
Is it really? Or are you just saying that?
I'm just saying it, but it's true.
Okay.
You can say something.
I was really impressed for a minute.
But it's true. That's what PR is. That's what it is.
Go you with your on-point PR skills.
Thank you.
But you guys should, because you know what? We've been doing this for a heck of a long time. Like 6+ years. So we have a huge backlog of awesome podcasts that you guys should check out if you like this sort of thing.
Yeah, especially if you like this sort of thing that's completely out of date. So go back 3 years and see what we were talking about that's completely irrelevant. As if it wasn't irrelevant enough now.
Don't listen to our first few shows because those are horrifically embarrassing.
I think we should go and listen to our first shows.
No, I can't. I will just turn so red and I will hide under a table.
But that's how you have to fail in order to achieve great things. Failure.
How did we go on after that? Did we think that was okay? I remember listening to it and just being like, this is the worst possible thing I've ever said out loud. And
Well, there was
really
still
bad.
your
It was
because
so awkward.
Well, from my perspective, just
Cringe,
my little
cringe.
perspective over here is that you kept amusing me with these outrageous stories. So I thought I got to keep this going because she keeps putting her foot in her mouth, and I'm enjoying it so much. It's like a high point of the week.
I should
And it
just
should
have
be
my foot surgically, like, put in my mouth, like removed, and just it can live there. That would be fine.
yeah.
Well, anyway, so listen to the podcast except for those ones, unless you like humiliation of other people, which everyone does.
Yeah, I just always think of the classic story of you pinning Myra down and like drooling on her.
That
was one of the first times I realized
I didn't
like,
have a
you
lot of
got some
tricks in
good
my bag
stories.
as an older sister. You know, I wasn't gonna like punch them or anything, but I had drool.
Yeah.
I had some saliva going for me.
Yeah.
So,
It was powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful stuff.
yep.
Sister medicine.
My kids were terrified of my fingers too because I was a horrible nail biter growing up, and I stopped when I was pregnant with my first kid because I was terrified I was going to like ingest some sort of germs and poison my unborn baby because
Yeah.
I'm crazy paranoid like that. But my nails were always bit down to the quick like as a kid, and so with no nail, your fingertip becomes this little ball, like a little ball of flesh.
Ooh.
It like splays
gross.
out at the tips. So you know how like frogs have those little balls at the end of their fingers?
Right.
I would just wiggle them at my sisters.
And they would
and they'd be like,
they're-
get your frog fingers away from us. Ah! So I had
That's funny.
poison spit and frog fingers working in my favor.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. That's you miss out if you don't have sisters. You
I
don't
was
like get
nice.
to experience
I was pretty
these
nice
things.
to my sisters, though. I like always made up little adventures for them and stuff, and it took.
I know
took
you
it
did
upon
treasure hunts
myself
and stuff.
to like make their childhood nice.
Yeah, if you want to make somebody feel good at any age, make them a treasure hunt.
I did convince them that
Today's
I could
advice.
voluntarily be possessed by evil demons at any point. So I would like
Really?
roll my eyes back in the head and pretend like something else was speaking through me. And they believed this for a long time and were very frightened too.
So cool. Okay, we have to go now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so check out our podcast and
I forgot to say what it was or where it was while I was rambling about it. Right?
the podcast,
Yeah, you guys can find them mostly at 11thhourradio.com or
iTunes.
iTunes or Apple Podcasts, which I still don't really know what that is, but that's the same thing as iTunes, isn't it? Whatever. Did you say
I don't
YouTube
know.
already?
We gotta
'Cause
get
they're
out of-
YouTube too. Yeah, get us
Out of
out
here.
of Dodge.
Okay, listen to the podcast. You'll hear this whole song. This is Lavonda Nord. See you next week.
Bye, you guys.
Au bord de la fontaine, la belle m'attendait. Au bord de la fontaine, la belle m'attendait. Au joli mois de mai, 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 la belle m'attendait. Sur la manche de chêne, la belle m'attendait. Sur la manche de chêne, la belle m'attendait. Mon rossignol chantait la belle mandololo. 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 Chante, rossignol, chante la belle m'attendait. Chante, rossignol, chante la belle m'attendait. Si tu as le cœur gai, la belle m'attendait. Si tu as le cœur gai, la belle m'attendait. Si tu as le cœur gai, la belle m'attendait. Si tu as le cœur gai, la belle m'attendait. Le mien n'est pas de même, la belle m'attendait. Le mien n'est pas de même, la belle m'attendait. Il est bien affligé, 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 la belle m'attendait. belle Matondaine.
Pierre, mon ami Pierre, la belle Matondaine.
En guerre c'est en allée la belle en guerre c'est en allée la belle
En guerre c'est en allée la belle En guerre c'est en allée la belle
Pour un bouquet de roses, la belle Matondaine.
Pour un bouquet de roses, la belle Matondaine.
Que je lui refusais la belle que je lui refusais la belle
Que je lui refusais la belle que je lui refusais la belle
Je voudrais que la rose, la belle Matondaine.
Je voudrais que la rose, la belle Matondaine.
Fût encore au rosier, la belle fût encore au rosier, la belle
Encore au rosier, la belle encore au rosier, la belle
Et que mon ami Pierre, la belle Matondaine.